Sports Blitz Live is on the air with full coverage of the Auburn Tigers,
Touchdown, Auburn!
the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown!
and everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Welcome into the latest edition of Sports Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham alongside Luke Robinson. We'll be with you for the next couple of hours, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of athletics. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Well, college football week number 1 is in the books. A lot happened, some of it was surprising, some of it was not that surprising. There's a lot to talk about. Obviously, we'll spend a lot of time talking about Alabama and Florida State, talking about Auburn and Baylor, but there was a lot that went on around in the SEC and around the nation. So we got a lot to talk about it. I won't waste much more time. The new AP poll came out today. Alabama did fall precipitously from number 8 to number 21, and as even Luke Robinson would say, rightly so.
I'll be honest, I'm sort of a huge believer in the Bama bump. This was a Bama bump. This was because they're Alabama, they're still in the poll, which I will take it because I want to keep a streak alive because we are ruining streaks left and right. So I would like to keep one streak going. And this is the first first opener we've lost in like 24 years. I went to the game. It wasn't like the atmosphere was deafening. It was not this hostile environment that scared the bejesus out of the players. I thought it from the moment I got in the stadium. I was with 3 other guys, and I said, it just doesn't seem like we have a lot of juice on the sidelines. And I thought for a second, maybe that's okay, whatever. And then we come out and have that first drive, and I'm thinking, maybe I was wrong.
Beautiful. I mean,
yeah. It was to perfection. And we had them at 3rd and 11, and we have a defensive holding that gives them a first down. Then Squirrel White makes a great catch, and it's Katie bar the door from there. And, I said this on the Locked on Bama podcast, which, by the way, the only bright spot is – we have had like 130,000 views over the last 2 days because we lost. So that's good news. But I said on the podcast, and I did one right after the game, like literally in the car, and I said, it wasn't, don't tell me how good Florida State is because they're not. And some Florida State fans gave me some backlash, and I said, I need to clarify that. Florida State's 100% better than we thought they were going to be, especially coming off last year, right? But there's no team in the country you can convince me is good enough to be able to beat Alabama that soundly from start to finish, talent-wise. So what does that tell me? It tells me there's a coaching issue somewhere, if not everywhere. And that is what the most concerning thing to me is.
Yeah, actually, and of course, like everybody else, I mean, the internet is flooded with reactions to what has happened. Everybody seems to have a take about it. And I actually, heard a couple of national pundits saying, well, Alabama's just not as talented without, in post Nick Saban era. And I said, no, that's not true.
It's not true.
Alabama's as talented, if not more so, than they were with Nick Saban. So it's either a coaching problem, a effort problem, a scheme problem, or more likely all of the 3 in some percentage.
I've seen some people say, well, now with NIL, the playing field's level. It wasn't, though.
No.
Alabama has more talent. And if that's, if everything's so level, how are these other teams kicking so much butt? How's Penn State doing so well right now? I mean, now they played nobody, but, you look at Michigan, they did well. Again, they played New Mexico, but they looked good doing it. Auburn clearly had more we knew Auburn had more talent than Baylor, and I would have told you before the game, I bet you Auburn's got 14 more points worth of talent than Baylor, and guess what they won by? Now, I would have also said Alabama's got at least 14 more points worth of Florida State, and they lost by 14. So there is a disconnect in there somewhere, because I am still prescribed to the theory that always give me the better players, and then I'll take my chances. The problem is, if you have the best players sometimes, like a Larry Coker has had in the past, you can also just not do anything with them because you don't know how to do it. But there is something extraordinarily wrong, because some of the things I've seen, like the Bray Hubbard, everybody's seen the video of Bray Hubbard lightly jogging to a play. Jimmy and I talked about this. I would say you're not playing this next game. You're just not playing. Now, if you want to ever play at Alabama again, I'll see a bunch of stuff in practice, but you can do whatever you want to in practice. You're not playing this week. I saw Deontay Lawson get absolutely lit up on a block that I could just imagine what a Jonathan Allen or a Deron Payne or a Quinnen Williams or a C.J. Mosley would do if they saw a teammate get hit like that. I mean, they would say, the next play, I'm going to blow up everybody, and we're just going to enjoy that. So it was incredibly concerning, and I hate.
What do you think that is? I mean, is that elitism? Is that
I think part of it is elitism, 100%. I do think that some of the guys on this team, it appears, feel like we're Alabama, we'll roll the ball out there and we'll do our thing. And we've seen other programs that are great in other sports and even this sport. Kentucky in basketball has done that in the past. You're like, how in the world does that team lose? Well, you run out there and you think you're better than everybody, and then they teach you a lesson. You got to go back to fundamentals. And I've had a lot of people text me and say, they need to be running stadium steps and do that. I go, it's kind of late for all that. That's summer stuff. I don't know how you fix a psychology of the team right now. And you're not going to do it this week because you're playing ULM, who, if you didn't respect Florida State, you have no chance to respect ULM, who won 29-0 over St. Francis, Pennsylvania. I don't think ULM is very good, but I'm saying if Alabama comes out flat again, if DeBoer thought this week was bad, you wait till next week. But even if we do kick butt, if Alabama wins 77-0, it's going to be bad because people are going to be like, where was that last week? Like, he's in a no-win situation, and he can't really erase it unless he goes to Georgia or something like that and wins. That's the only way.
Yeah. Well,
I think we got a call. You want to take it?
Sure.
Okay. Call, you on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
How's it going?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm an Auburn fan, but I watched the game and everything, and I've seen a bunch of y'all's players just jogging on the field, man. And if that's not team players, and the NIL, I think they're getting paid now. They think they don't have to put enough of effort in.
Look, I agree with you to an extent. I agree with you that this may be systemic and maybe nationwide to a degree with everybody at some point. But I also would say, well, I mean, Florida State's players are getting paid, so why didn't they play with this air of don't give a damn? Why did Ohio State players play so hard? I mean, they did. Their offense wasn't great, and Jeremiah Smith had one of the worst games we've ever seen him have. But Ohio State's defense was pretty salty. I'm just saying, I think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be so pervasive that it is every game you see this, but I think you'll see every team have to deal with it at some point, yes.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's part of it.
Agreed.
I think it's the coaches too, man. I mean, DeBoer over there, while they're losing, he's just looking like he's crazy.
No.
He ain't got no emotions on his face.
Agreed.
Or nothing. If it had been Saban, he'd been throwing something.
Now, I saw Emmanuel Acho come out and say, these things like Saban would have yanked this scholarship or that scholarship. That's hyperbole. He wouldn't have done that because he never did that, so he wouldn't have done it. And some of those things have happened where somebody wasn't doing what they should, and Saban never really yanked a scholarship, like after game one especially. So I do think Saban would have pitched more of a fit. There is no doubt about it. And I don't think the players would have disrespected him enough to go out there and play that way. Now, they had some bad games, and Saban certainly had some losses, but most of Saban's losses are worthy of some kind of Daniel Moore print and name. The kick six, the comeback, Johnny Manziel doing the money thing. I mean, those were Saban losses. Now he got his rear-ended kicked by Clemson in the national championship game one time, but that was about as bad as this was going to get. And that only happened once. Now DeBoer is now 5-5 in his last 10. 4 of those are unranked teams. It's not good.
It's not good.
So
he's going to have to show some. He's going to have to quit being their friend and be their coach.
No, I agree with you. And we appreciate the phone call.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Now, one other thing I'll say about something he said there. I don't care if you're a player-friendly coach. I don't care if you're a hard-ass coach. I know this: if you are a hard-ass coach, it's hard to be friends to the players. And if you're a player-friendly coach, it's really hard to be a hard-ass because people are going to see right through it.
Yeah.
There is nothing kids today see through faster than somebody trying to be a tough guy when they're not a tough. They may be tough. You can still be a nice guy and be tough. But when you come in there and start trying to get angry, you ever watch Modern Family? Or
I know
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Seinfeld, the girlfriend wanted him to show some emotion. He was like, it's just not me. I mean, and she got all upset.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't him, But I think that it's going to take somebody in that locker room is going to have to step up too. If the players aren't embarrassed, I mean, when national guys are doing videos about how lazy you were, if these players have any pride about them whatsoever, they'll do something about this.
I would. I mean, with the sheer amount of ridicule and everything, and on film that they have pointed out, I just can't imagine they won't come out with a renewed sense of fire and effort at least in the next 4 or 5 weeks. But it's clear and it's obvious that they don't have a healthy fear or respect for DeBoer.
I would agree with that.
Because they feared Saban. And I'm not saying they were afraid of him. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Their fear is in respect.
Well, they were almost fear of the unknown with him because if you look at Saban, he is only about 5'6" or 5'7",
right.
whatever he is.
And it's not just him. I mean, fear of coaches
anyway.
Throughout, really good
because
coaches.
You're almost fear of the coaches, they sort of give you this, you don't want to see me when I'm angry. And they're like, I don't know what you do to me. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what you could do. I'm 6. The player's probably like, I'm 6'5", 330. What is that man going to do to me? I don't want to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we all know very well that the SEC is a meat grinder.
Yep.
And right now, Caleb DeBoer doesn't have his hand on the crank, but he is the hamburger.
No, he is definitely the hamburger.
Now, we'll see what happens. That doesn't mean it's going to be like that forever. However, and we'll take this over to the next break, I was watching a well-known Alabama pundit that said the only way to turn around this Alabama season is to make a change at quarterback. We'll talk about that when we come back. Right after this, that's the cue for the break.
Sportz Sales Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep us in mind. Don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Here at Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, we value what truly makes a home a home. And that's why we're proud to offer America's #1 brand of siding and exterior products. James Hardie creates possibilities with an array of colors and textures. We offer the full line of James Hardie products, from Hardie plank to artisan siding and everything in between, giving you, our customer, options to have the best. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, local since 1984.
Castelluccio Fine Italian Dining in downtown Alexander City is rapidly becoming the region's standard for Italian cuisine, as well as hand-cut filet mignon, fresh Gulf seafood, and the area's best Italian import wine selection. We offer true old-world charm with unmatched hospitality. Like Castelluccio Fine Dining on Facebook to keep up with daily lunch and dinner specials. Also new, we offer catering for your family and small business, so call and order. Castelluccio, downtown Alexander City, where the only thing that rivals the flavor is the dining experience.
Ready for an unforgettable escape? Jump into adventure at Lake Martin, Alabama. From thrilling water sports to peaceful fishing spots, it's love at first bite every time you cast your line. Want more excitement? Catch an event with our vibrant festivals, concerts, and fishing tournaments all year long. And when the sun sets, dive downtown to discover local shops, delicious dining, and warm southern hospitality. Explore Lake Martin, where every moment is an adventure waiting to happen.
I'm Karen Chanel, your State Farm agent in Alexander City, Alabama, and the greater Lake Martin area. I want to talk to you a little bit today about your discounts. How many of you are entitled to discounts that you may or may not be receiving? One of the easiest discounts on your homeowner's insurance is that of having a fire extinguisher. Coupled with a deadbolt lock and a smoke alarm, that gives you an automatic discount on your homeowner's policy.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you, just getting started. Thanks you so much for all of you out there being with us. 256-234-6221. Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind. What is wrong with Alabama? That is the question of tonight's show, of course. But a well-known Alabama pundit says the only way to turn around this season is to make a change at the quarterback position.
I don't know about well-known nor pundit, but I did say that. I do believe that. Let me explain. I think Ty Simpson was not the problem. I also don't know that Ty Simpson's the answer. I know this, that Ty, I thought, played with a lot of guts. He had a Jake Cokery kind of thing going on where he was, and maybe Greg McElroy, very good. Not very good. Good. And he.
You know who he reminded me of?
Huh? Who?
You know who? Brody Croyle. He's
got a lot better arm talent.
Well, I was going to say. I mean, I don't think he's bad. He's small, and he's kind of. I don't want to say this is going to sound bad. Weak, kind of, because if you just get one hand on him, he's down.
Yeah.
But he's more athletic than you think, and he's feisty.
He is feisty. Look, maybe I'm going to say this. I don't think it's like mentally weak or anything like that. I do think he was, there was some anxiety. I mean, it's his first start. Your first start is at Florida State. I think he was dealing with a lot of stuff. I mean, there were obviously some nerves. He went and talked to Nick Saban, all those things. He talked to a bunch of people, which, again, I had no problem with, and I don't think he was the problem.
I think we talk more about Saban now since he's not coaching Alabama.
I know. So I think, though, with this particular – if Ty Simpson had Alabama's 2011 defense, Alabama's 2015, 2016 defenses, something like that, 1992, for the love of God, if they had one of those defenses, Ty Simpson's fine. Because he's not going to make a mistake. He made a couple of mistakes in terms of taking delay of game penalties. All that'll come with time. I don't think he didn't have bad decision making when it came to passes, I didn't think. I'll say this, his long ball is not pretty. It just wasn't pretty. He did have a couple of them where he was like, I'm going to throw this. And maybe he was told, throw it no matter what. But a couple of those passes were coming sort of right in my direction, and I was thinking when he was about to uncork it, because when you're in the stadium view, you can see who he's going to be throwing to. So I looked quickly, and all I could remember thinking in my head when he sort of started coming back for a deep ball was, oh God. And because I thought he threw it to double coverage, But the pass was so bad nobody could get it. Now, it sounds like I'm killing Ty Simpson. Again, I want to come back to this. He had 2 touchdowns. He had 240-something yards. I mean, he wasn't bad. But what this team is going to need is somebody that can make plays and a quarterback that's going to turn around and go, y'all aren't losing this game for me. I'm going to make this happen. And y'all can get on board or get off the field. And that's what I'm hoping one of these other guys is. My personal preference is Keelan Russell. I would like to see him at least get an opportunity this weekend at ULM. I hope there is an opportunity for him. I think there will be one way or the other, because if we're not blowing out ULM, I think somebody's going in. If we are blowing out ULM, I think Ty Simpson will come out for a little bit. So I think that you need a quarterback with some fire and some pizzazz, and Ty Simpson just isn't. He's not bringing disco lights to this thing. He's steady Eddie. And again, there's nothing wrong with steady Eddie if you've got Derrick Henry to hand the ball to, and you've got A'Shawn Robinson and Ryan Anderson on the defensive line and Eddie Jackson in the defensive backfield. That's great. But if you don't have those things, you might need somebody that can go make plays and be an actual playmaker. I'm just not sure Ty Simpson can do that.
Well, I don't want to mean to, speak for anybody else, but I think I can assure you that Peyton Thorne and Bo Nix will feel very welcoming and to have some company under the bus.
I did not throw Ty Simpson under the bus. I hope people misunderstand. If Ty Simpson continues to be the starter,
you said I want him benched.
No. I said I think the only way to turn the season around is. I don't think it's his fault. I don't.
No, I know what you mean. I'm just playing.
He's a victim of circumstance in a way. Again, he's a victim of his time. If he were the quarterback in 2015, I think he wins a national championship just like Jake Coker did. But he's not. He's here in 2025. It's a different time. It's a different time at Alabama. And they need somebody.
So you think Ty Simpson is a national championship quarterback?
Because Jake Coker didn't. I mean, yeah, he did some things, and I appreciate Jake Coker. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying if you got Derrick Henry in the backfield and you got that defense, I feel like there are a lot of quarterbacks.
So you think it's Styrofoam Cup with those teams, basically? I don't disagree with.
Yeah,
really.
I know. I hate to say Styrofoam because it's almost like saying those guys did nothing. Jake Coker did some really nice things. But I think the reason he was able to do those things, because if you remember, he was benched. And then he comes back, and maybe that's something that Ty needs. Be benched, and maybe all of us go, whoa, that was bad. And then Ty comes in and saves the day, and maybe the hero complex can get him going. I don't know. I'm just saying that I will say this. There's no doubt in my mind that Greg McElroy would have won a national championship just like Jake Coker did. I think A.J. McCarron would have won a national championship that year in 15 because, yes, while the quarterback is always important, that particular year, it wasn't as big of a deal.
That being said, even if you solve the offensive problem, Florida State, now we may find out that Florida State is a playoff contender.
Hey,
I don't think we will, but we may find that out. If we don't find that out and Florida State is a 7-8 win team, I guess you could say manhandled Alabama up front on the defensive line.
No.
I'm not sure.
You should say it. It's not that you can. You should say it.
I'm not sure that can be solved this year.
I agree 100%. That's why I'm saying the people saying run stadium steps, I don't know if that's going to do it. I think it's a mentality thing. And so, again, I go back to the quarterback. I'm hoping that if you do that, you inject some other type of life into this team that is not there with Ty. And again, I'm not trying to throw Ty under the bus. I don't think he's bad at all. I thought he was fine.
There's room under there.
Alabama was only down 7, and Florida State goes for it, 4th and 1 in their own territory.
That's
that was more a statement on the defense than anybody.
It wasn't close.
No, he easily got it. And Roydell Williams is the one who got it. So it was look, that's on the defense. So, I'm not saying there aren't defensive deficiencies. And I'm not saying you put Keelan Russell back there, Alabama wins the title or even goes to the playoff. I'm saying that I feel like you've got to do something.
So let me ask you, we got to go to break again, but if Ty Simpson continues to play, you think the season cannot be turned around?
I'm less hopeful. And again, I'm not – if they keep Ty Simpson at quarterback, I get it because he's not the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to find – even if he's not the problem, you have to find some other answer, and only one quarterback can play. And maybe these guys need some juice from somebody else. I don't know what it is.
Chances that actually happens.
Not good. I mean, you know, but again, I'm looking – I'm just like everybody else. I mean, in the end, all these videos, everybody's like, what in the world is happening? I just saw a video from Marvin Constant, a former Alabama linebacker, was like, what was that? That resembles nothing like what we've seen. Now, you can say, well, you kind of saw it with Oklahoma. You did. We sort of buried all that with like, blame it on Milroe, whatever. And maybe it was more pervasive than we thought. And again, I don't feel horrible about it. I'm going to tell you right now, every Florida State fan I saw thought we were going to blow them out. 100%. That's maybe I told you it wasn't like super loud. Maybe that's why. Nobody, when we were leaving the stadium, was like, get out of here, you suck. Everybody was like, man, I can't believe that. I was like, me neither.
Yeah. All right, we're up against another break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after this.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need. With top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill. And our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Banner Building Summer Sale is happening right now. No money down, no payments for 90 days, plus 12 months with zero interest now through August 31st on all portable wood and aluminum sheds, carports, garages, and barns built on site or delivered during the summer sales event happening right now at Banner Buildings, 4011 Warm Springs Road in Columbus, or online at bannerbuildingsga.com. Better buildings, better prices, Banner Buildings of Columbus.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Visit our new locations in Gadsden and Oxford today.
Wow. I'm sorry, I'm telling on you. Andy just looked at, we love pop culture TV shows.
This is true.
Andy, I told him watch Dexter, the new Dexter Resurrection. For those who don't know Dexter, the original Dexters were really good. They got kind of wonky at the end, but like what a premise. A serial killer who kills serial killers, who works in the blood spatter with the Miami PD, so he has access to all this stuff. He knows all this stuff, and his dad was a former cop, so who's dead and talks to him as a ghost. It's a long story.
Long story.
But the
show went off like 10 years ago.
The show, well, Dexter Resurrection is new, and it's out now. And episode 9 just came out, and Andy said, "What was that? It was only 9 episodes. That stunk." And I said, "Well, the season finale's next week." He goes,
"I thought it was ending on a cliffhanger." You never heard of a cliffhanger?
No, but I mean, you know what it reminds me of? There was an episode of The Simpsons when Principal Skinner, he lived with his mom, and he said, "Mom got so mad at me that she divided the room in half, even the television."
The Brady Bunch did that one time.
I know. And he said, "We rented Man Without a Face. I didn't know he had a problem."
That's pretty good.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Andy, tell them what we're going to talk about.
All right, I brought it up during the break. I said I find it humorous now, and this is pretty much the national perception. Gus Malzahn has always been the kryptonite for Alabama. Yeah. He owns Alabama, and why didn't we see this going in? That this was, obviously he was going to have great success. Now, in truth, Gus Malzahn did have success against Nick Saban in several games.
Relative to what success is against Nick Saban.
True.
Yes, he did well.
Which, that's relative success.
Yeah.
Everybody has, So, but now, there was some pretty stinky games in there. 2011 comes to mind. 2009, we scored, 20, was that 14 points? 2009,
2009, you actually played pretty well.
Well, we did. We had a reverse, and we had a big play. We had 2 big plays, set up a reverse and a pass, but we didn't. We didn't really score that much. But everybody said, "Oh, wow, how about that?" Anyway, I'm just saying, Gus had his moments for absolutely sure. I give him all the credit in the world. But the perception is, and the belief is now, it seems like, well, he just owns Alabama. He's always owned Alabama. Interesting.
But see, what I'm saying, though, is perception becomes reality. It's the Mandela effect that you're going to look at this now and go, "Oh, he just owned them." Well, he won some games, and he won some games like in unbelievable fashion, but domination, or even saying, when you say success, it makes it sound like he had this winning record. He didn't. And he also had a big lead and lost 55-44 one time. And Auburn scored late to make it 44. But
still, though, the offense was
true.
44 points.
Agreed. Now, so the perception, again, with Hugh Freeze in golf this summer, was he doing anything? Well, recruiting's fallen off to a degree, but at the same time, they did come out and play really well against Baylor, so give him credit for that. The perception of Gene Stallings was never, even though he was pretty stoic at times, was never that guy that didn't know what he's talking about. It was always like, look at that, he's like fuming on the inside. And because he was winning. If you're winning and you're stoic, people are like, boy, I can't imagine what's going on in that head of his. If you're losing and you're stoic, people are like, are you some kind of slow-witted moron? What is going on with you?
How many times did I hear about play calling with Hugh Freeze? I didn't hear one question in the press conference after the Baylor game about who called the plays, Coach.
Yeah.
That turns to happen when you win.
We got a caller. Let's get it. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
I got about 3 topics on the Alabama situation.
Sure.
The first one is, if it was a Nick Saban team and that little quarterback ran his mouth the way he did, and then he backed it all up the way he did, that would never happen.
True. I agree.
The next thing is, who in the hell come up with this compensation package for DeBoer? This is absolutely ridiculous. I've been seeing $10 million a year and $70 million buyout. That's absolutely embarrassing.
I'm with you on that. I'll explain it after you give me your third one.
The third one is, Who's the Alpha Romeo on that team? You remember Rolando McClain? You don't have no guys like that that beat somebody's ass in the locker room and they ain't playing right. None of that. So I can't even really, I don't even know any household names on the defense like you did during the Saban era. But good show, guys. I'll hang up and listen to your reply. Thank you.
Appreciate you. First of all, yes, Rolando McClain would have, if Bray Hubbard were on a Rolando McClain team and he had seen him jogging like that, Bray Hubbard might as well just jog on back to Tuscaloosa because he would not want to be on the bus with Rolando McClain. He wouldn't have wanted to be on the bus with Reuben Foster or Eddie Jackson or Jonathan Allen or Quinnen Williams, any of those dudes. They were all dudes. And that's why most of them are still in the NFL. And that's why most of them have made $1 gazillion. Because they were dudes that had the right mentality. And that's why Saban is the best to ever do it, because he treated every game pretty much the same. I've always said that. Like, it bothered me when it came Iron Bowl time, but to Saban, Auburn was like, okay, I'm playing, Vanderbilt. I don't mean that in a weird way towards Auburn people, don't get me wrong, because I certainly don't look at it that way. I'm saying that's how Saban did it, and that's the way that made him successful. I could never do it that way, because I would never look at Auburn the same way as I look at Florida or LSU or anybody. So I couldn't do it that way. He did, and it worked. And it was amazing that he got people to buy into that. Now, talking about the compensation package, that's just the way it is with compensation package. They have got everybody, the agents have everybody by the crosshairs. They just do. I mean, I know that's not the saying. I was going to say something else, and I stopped myself. But they've got
I don't know if that's the case. If you're Alabama, I believe you could have hired a coach and you could have come up with something better than we owe you, I guess, 75%, or maybe it's 100% of the contract if we fire you. I do not believe that
you wouldn't get the coach you want. Now, maybe the coach you want isn't the right coach. 100%.
Perhaps it would have been better.
100%. Now, I mean, it's sort of like we can't fathom Auburn paying Brian Harsin $15 million or whatever to go away. That is like, wow.
18.
18, whatever. Because it sounds so dumb. But that's what it takes to get the guy you want. Alabama doesn't get
18 and 70 are a lot different.
They are, but they are in the sense that now agents have.
They are in the sense of $52 million.
I hear you, but agents have figured this out. And DeBoer had a $9.5 million contract on his table at Washington. So if Alabama says, we'll give you $7 million, guess what he ain't doing? He ain't coming to Alabama. Now, somebody may say, that's great. That's the benefit of hindsight. If Alabama wanted him, they went and got him. Now, will he turn out to be good? I'm a lot more doubtful than I was. But I'm just saying at the time, that's what you have to do. Now,
but why couldn't devil's advocate here, and this is not the. I mean, look, I've never been in these contract negotiations with agents, but if I'm Alabama, and Alabama is the one who started this crap with Nick Saban, played, oh my God, well, they're paying him $4 million a year.
No, Spurrier started it with the million.
No, well, I mean, but they upped it big time.
We did.
Why couldn't Alabama just come out and say, okay, Washington's going to pay you $9 million, we'll give you $12 million. We'll give you a 4-year contract, $12 million, all guaranteed. I mean, isn't that better than $70 million?
It is, but I don't know what Washington's parameters were. Maybe they we're going to give him 7 years guaranteed at 9.5. I don't know. Washington was going to give him a huge number. Now, again, there is nobody outside of Alabama haters that thought this was a bad hire. I mean, the national guys were like, this is a home run. This guy's won everywhere he's been. And maybe he will continue to win. Maybe. I am much more doubtful now than I ever have been. I was on board. I was like, whatever. But what I saw Saturday changed me fundamentally about this team and about the direction of the program. So
it looks cultural.
It looks cultural. Now, that said, I happened to run in one of the players' mothers at this game. And I was just talking to her about, there were a lot of players' parents there, by the way. And I was talking to one of them, and I just sort of talked just for a minute, not getting in the weeds, but just talking, and you could tell how happy she was, how happy her son was. Like, I'm really liking what's going on. So I think that And also Alabama's got, I think they're the only team in the country that's got 4-5 stars committed now. I mean, it's like he's recruiting well. He's doing all that stuff's going pretty well.
Now might be the operative word.
Yeah, well, exactly. And it might be. But if it is, so be it. I'm just saying everything's there for success, and it's like, why isn't it translating? That's the questions everybody's asking, and I think everybody's throwing stuff against the wall to try and figure this out.
I would. Let's take a break.
You want to take a caller?
Let's go for it. Then go ahead.
Rude. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead. Caller, you with us?
I kind of have a question. I was just sitting back and trying to find some blame about where Alabama is right now. Luke, tell me, am I crazy? Is Nick Saban part of any of this to blame with the kind of the way that he left so suddenly, without letting anyone, know, and the recruits kind of fleeing after that? How much of the blame of where Alabama's program is right now is Nick Saban to blame?
All right, to placate Andy, do you mind if I answer this when we come back from the break? Because I have an answer for you.
You know what? I'm gonna hang up my listen. I appreciate you guys. Hey, if you like TV like that, I heard you talking about Dexter. If you've never seen The Sinner, just 2 words, The Sinner. Yeah, you can find it on Netflix. Try that first season and see what you think of there. But it's probably one of the better shows I've ever seen outside of like maybe Breaking Bad or something like that. If you like TV, just watch The Sinner. Pretty good.
All right, buddy. Appreciate the suggestion.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back right after these messages.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We're located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at BamaSheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. 256-234-6221 is our number. Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind. Again, question of the day, what is wrong with Alabama? Okay.
And he has such a gleam in his eyes when he talks about that.
What is Nick Saban? Again, we talk more about Saban now than we did when he was actually coach, but
we didn't have to worry about anything when he was
Is he to blame?
No, I mean, look, yes, and I really have had some people. It really is kind of amazing. By the way, I want to say that I don't know if this happens like with you or not. You don't travel maybe as much, so maybe it's not as big a deal. I was in Jack's today in Harpersville, and like I'm usually one of the first ones in there because I leave the house before 5, and I'm in Jack's in Harpersville from Mountain Brook, in 30 minutes, 25-30 minutes. And I'm just sitting there, and I still got my eyes crusty, and I'm just not looking good. And this guy from behind the counter says, "You're on TV, aren't you?" And I was like, well, what gave it away? These incredible good looks of me just waking up. He was like, no, he said, I think I've seen you on Sportz. And he said something like, he called it something else, but I said, no, Sportz. He goes, that's it. And so I was glad to see it. And then when I was at Florida State, I saw a bunch of people that knew me either from something like this or knew me from Locked On Bama on YouTube or something. And it's fun. It's fun to go there. And one of them, I was able to steal a chicken finger from. I needed it badly. I had not had lunch. But my point is this. A lot of those folks, after the game, I was getting tweets and DMs from people I don't really know, and they were saying, like, you do understand all this started with Nick Saban. And my point is this, like, look, there was never going to be a good time for Saban to leave. You say Saban leaving, it's like you're dating Linda Carter. It's awesome when she's there, but eventually she's going to go. She's better than you. She's going to go. And that's...
Today's Selma Hayek's birthday, by the way.
Oh, Selma Hayek would even be just as fabulous. But, I mean, it's not going to be there forever. And so it's irony because I was in Florida State. I still saw people with, like, dead gummit T-shirts, like from Bobby Bowden, and they had like the silhouette of Bobby Bowden with his hat and all that stuff. And I was thinking, man, when did he retire? Like 15, 16, 17 years ago?
I'm guessing, yeah, that's about right.
And so I'm saying, like, that's still living on. You know how Alabama was with the Bear. So, I mean, it's like that's never going to be a good time. And you can say, well, he did sort of do it very quickly, and I think that's the only way he could have done it. I'm not saying it was a perfect way to do it. I don't know if there is a perfect way to leave somebody like what he was doing. But I think Saban looked around and just said, I don't want to do this anymore. And, I've seen a couple of people comment, it just is the NIL has made everything equal. I've already talked about that tonight.
A little bit.
And I was like, that's not it at all. That's not it in the least. And
let me give you my take on this. I think Nick Saban, every coach, every great coach that's there for a long time, they get older. And the program is not quite what it was at the end of their career as it is at the beginning. There's no question that Alabama was not the same type team in the last 3 or 4 years of Nick Saban than the first 10 or 12 or whatever. But they were still phenomenal. But you could tell they were just not quite the same. Now, him leaving abruptly, the shock of it, I mean, yeah, it was a big deal, but that wears off after, a while. So, no, it did not affect recruiting. Again, Alabama, the second most talented team in the entire country on paper. And that's not just on paper. That's like real deal. That there's no denying it. So I don't know. I wouldn't put any of it. I mean, you can put a little bit of it just for the fact that maybe things were not as everybody would like to remember Alabama. Those
could he have done something different? See, it's just like any president or any CEO or any father that eventually when they pass and you look back and some people, years later, you're like, well, I didn't know my dad didn't do this, or my dad did do this. And you're like, well, he could have done that better. Well, we're all human. Yeah. I mean, Nick Saban's a cyborg, but he's still partially human. And so, look, yeah, I get why people want to blame Saban a little bit, because we're also looking for a villain right now. Alabama is looking for somebody to be the scapegoat. They've got to blame this on somebody. And I think the truth of the matter is, we just talked about the talent. Let me tell you something. It's not Alabama fans saying Caden Proctor was going to be the first or second offensive tackle picked in this next year's draft. It's NFL people. So when that particular guy gives up 6 pressures in one game against a defensive line that's not going to be the best he sees all year, it is alarming. And you go, why is that? That's not Saban's fault.
No.
That's not Saban. That's not, I'm not sure that's DeBoer's fault. That is sort of, you got to find something within yourself, and say, I'm not going to give up pressure like that anymore. When Bray Hubbard, who last year, all the Alabama fans who are killing him now, and rightfully so, a week ago or 3 weeks ago when all SEC teams came out, some people were up in arms. I can't believe Bray Hubbard didn't get any mention because he looked so good at the end of the last year and because he did hustle last year. So what changed? I don't know, but I think that's part of it. And Alabama,
it was just one play, right?
No, there were other times. They had other evidence of his sort of, and not just him.
Yeah.
So he was the most famous because Acho went off on him.
Yeah.
I mean, he went in deep, and if I'm Bray Hubbard, I either take that and I go, you will never say that about me again, or I'm done with football forever.
Yeah.
There are only 2 ways to go.
That is true. Well, look, I'm old enough to remember the 25 years after Bear Bryant when Alabama kind of wandered in the wilderness for most of that time. But look, I know all you mid-30 people and younger think, well, I don't understand. Alabama not being great. I don't understand. It happens, people. This is actually somewhat normal.
No, this is the normal. There was a guy on Bama Online who's 24. He said, I just had my first son, and we've never lost Alabama lost its first game that he's alive for. He said, I don't understand. How did you people deal with this? I'm like, I felt like an old geezer. I'm like, let me tell you how it used to be, son. Yeah. Because I grew up and sort of the tail end of Bear, but I was in there in some of that wilderness you're talking about. And yes, Alabama still, by all measures, was really good compared to other teams. It just wasn't the standard that they had for themselves, because Bear did something that nobody had ever done until Saban comes around and eclipses that. And it just so happens they both were coaches at the same school. It's just nuts. It's never going to happen again, and you probably will never see somebody dominate the way Saban did. But I have no problem saying that's over. So, yeah, we're going to be in more dogfights. And not only that, you got a 9-game SEC coming up. You've got all this stuff. It's the playoffs. Look, last year, Ohio State, they have the 2 best players in the country, if you ask me, Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs. And last year they lost 2 games. Now, they won it all, but they're not going to go down as a great team all time because they still lost 2 games. But they still got a bunch of dudes. You can still do it. Alabama can still go to the playoffs. They could go if they lose 9.
It'd be a heck of a turnaround.
It'd be a heck of a turnaround. But I'm just saying, it's not done. And so, but the only thing you can do is take it one game at a time. If Ty Simpson does have a lot of anxiety, what you do in those moments, you say, okay, what's in front of me right now, Lord? It is ULM. Don't worry about Georgia in a few weeks or Tennessee or LSU or Auburn. Worry about ULM and get better then. And that's what Saban would say.
Start praying.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Here they come!
More big transport trucks full of new GMC trucks and SUVs to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of the best-selling full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $12,750 off. New GMC Terrains with a fresh design, a spacious interior, and safety features, discounted up to $4,000 off MSRP. Plus, enjoy no payments until November at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to drive and get ready to smile.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care opens 7 days a week. Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, is looking for the next hometown hero. Hometown heroes could be first responders, public service workers, community leaders, pastors, community volunteers, or anyone who is making a difference in your hometown. Submit your nominations now online at myhscu.com. And if your nominee is selected, they will get a $100 Visa cash card and a certificate of appreciation from Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, federally insured by the NCUA.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Red Flag Pest Control is Central Alabama's best in pest control, with hometown service in Lake Martin and now the greater Montgomery area. When you see pests, throw down the red flag. Termites, bed bugs, carpenter bees, mosquitoes, or general pests. Red Flag gets the job done at the right price for your home or business. At Lake Martin, call 888-943-0353 or in Montgomery, 334-265-1831. Red Flag, the best in pest control in Central Alabama.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Well, as much fun as this has been, I think maybe we'll change the subject just a little bit. I'd be remiss if I didn't at least mention the Auburn Tigers. I know you watched that game, probably.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And it was funny. So we do they're doing it right now, a Locked On SEC, right, where most of the SEC guys get together and just talk about games. And we had a reaction show Sunday, and the Georgia guy, Locked On Georgia Bulldogs guy, said, he said, yeah, Auburn looked good, but we're supposed to hear about all this passing, whatever. And I was like, if Baylor couldn't stop the quarterback just running right up the middle, why would you do something differently?
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what they give you and you're getting 10 yards of play doing it, I'm going to take up for Auburn and Hugh Freeze here, unbelievably, that if that's what they give you, go do that. I mean, why take a chance putting it in there? I don't care if you have Cam Coleman. By the way, I didn't like Ryan Williams. He looked like sort of a bad James Bond villain walking into Tallahassee with a stuffed animal and some kind of pink tuxedo coat, smoking jacket.
Apparently it was an anxiety.
I have no idea, man. You know what? I'm tired of trying to figure it out.
Okay.
But Cam Coleman was wearing 2 watches. I can't believe you can wear a watch while you play a game. I didn't know that. Did y'all know that?
I did. I mean, does it matter?
Reggie Roby wore a digital. I remember that, but that was in the 80s.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to see how his hang time. I mean,
he didn't even have to. He didn't even have to like use it. He had one target and one catch or something.
Yeah.
I mean, which again, I'm not blaming Auburn for that because
I'm talking about Reggie Roby.
Oh, Reggie Roby. Okay. No, I didn't know you could play with two watch. I didn't know you could play with one watch on, let alone two.
Maybe one is European time or something. I don't. It makes no sense. I don't even begin to. Who cares?
I mean, it's so funny because they make my daughter take off her necklace when she plays Little League basketball right now. So I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah. But anyway, look, that was one of my biggest fears that Hugh Freeze would go away, much like he did last year when something was working, and try to force a pass. Didn't do that. Maybe he didn't. I assume he did not give a lot of RPO options there. So Jackson Arnold made the correct decision, ran the ball extremely well. Auburn's offensive line looks much better. I don't think Baylor's very good defensively, but they did own them like they should have. That was good to see. They put up 38 points on the road to a Power 4 opponent. That's good. I've been told Dave Aranda's a defensive genius.
I think it's clear. All defensive geniuses that move on to head coaches, usually it seems that a lot of them don't work out.
This is true.
Not all of them.
And their defenses are usually awful.
Huh?
And their defenses are usually
that's
awful.
The irony. Well, because I guess they don't really run it anymore. And Aranda had some mind-boggling decisions in that game. But and Michael Trigg, who I can't remember exactly where he's from, but boy, that I felt like watching that game. I was like, how does he not have 300 yards receiving? He didn't even have 100.
Yeah,
it felt
he
like
was
he had
a
all
beast. Yeah,
he is a monster of a human being. He's got a sort of looks like Sammy Coates at his senior year, because Sammy Coates went from sort of not a string bean, but he was more like Devontae Smith at first.
Yeah.
And then by the time he graduated, he looked like Terrell Owens. And Trigg was like that. But
here's one thing somebody told me I was going to ask you. I wonder if this is something different or is this much ado about nothing. They said Ryan Williams looks exactly the same now as he did last year.
No. He's definitely beefed up. I've seen some.
Okay.
Before.
He's listed at 175 last year, 178 this year.
Yeah, but I think some of that has changed. His body has changed to a degree, but it's sort of like Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith can do all he wants to. He's going to look like Devontae Smith. I mean, it's just some dudes don't have the frame to bulk up like that. Sammy Coates obviously did. I think Ryan Williams, I think he has certainly put in the work, but I also think there's no doubt in my mind, again, not trying to get off on this tangent again, but I mean, he does a podcast. He's got this going on. He's sponsored by this. He's doing that. And I think it was kind of telling that both he and Jeremiah Smith had very underwhelming days, the two best receivers in the country probably, and they both did not look like it. Now, are they both just filled with distractions from sponsors, have too much money? I don't know the answer. I'm just saying they both had a chance to shine, and neither one of them did.
True. All right, we're going to go ahead and take another break, but don't go anywhere. Hour number 2 of Sports Blitz Live is on the way right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At Central Alabama Community College, We provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Glory's Furniture Express, your expressway to savings. Come on, get on board. Glory's Furniture saves you more. We try harder in every way, so drive a little and save today. Glory's Furniture Express, your expressway to savings.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
Ready for an unforgettable escape? Jump into adventure at Lake Martin, Alabama. From thrilling water sports to peaceful fishing spots, it's love at first bite every time you cast your line. Want more excitement? Catch an event with our vibrant festivals, concerts, and fishing tournaments all year long. And when the sun sets, dive downtown to discover local shops, delicious dining, and warm southern hospitality. Explore Lake Martin, where every moment is an adventure waiting to happen.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you for one more hour in tonight's show. Want to close the book on Auburn and Alabama, or you got anything left?
Well, I'll say this, a couple of things. We do have a caller. We'll get to that, but I will close the book on a couple of things. First of all, thank you, Bill Belichick, for stinking it up so bad that you took a little pressure off of us. Thank you, Archie Manning, for stinking it up so bad that people weren't sure which story to lead with. But I do wish two things. How the narratives would have changed if Alabama would have opened up on Monday against North Carolina, or if Alabama had played Florida State at noon, big noon kickoff instead. If Archie Manning had gone second and played at night, I don't know that anybody would be talking about Alabama, because it was so crazy to see him look so pedestrian.
It was. Well, he did not. I don't care what anybody said. I mean, yes, Ohio State's defense is really good, but he had clean pockets a lot of times and open receivers, and he overthrew them. He threw it behind them. He threw it at their feet. He threw it everywhere but in their hands. It was a bad look.
Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Luke, I need some wagering advice from you.
You do not want that from me, but go ahead.
Alabama over and under on 3 losses. Where would you be at on that?
Beginning of the season, I would have taken under. Right now, if you make me choose one, I'm taking the over.
I understand. Hey, love the show, guys.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Have a good night.
I mean, because they already have one.
This is true.
There's a bunch of games left and a bunch of good teams left. So, yeah, I would have to take the over right now. And I don't like thinking about that, but, I mean, that's just the way it is. Now, again, if the losses are in the right place, if Florida State ends up being pretty good, maybe Alabama can sneak in there. But I'm not even really, I'm only bringing that up because other people are. I am more concerned about go out there and please do your thing against ULM and just try and get some semblance of momentum. And then you play a Wisconsin team that's not great, that you should defeat. And then you have a week off and you play Georgia, and it's Katie bar the door, so we'll see.
Texas falls to Ohio State. We just talked about that a little bit. Overall, Texas offense was kind of meh. But again, Ohio State's defense was really good. Not really that impressed with Ohio State's offense.
Yeah.
I mean, Sayin was fine. He didn't do anything bad, but
could you say saying was Ty Simpson without Ty Simpson's defense?
I would agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I would say that, I think Ohio State did a good job once they figured out, hey, this guy can't beat us. So the only way we lose is if Sayin throws an interception. The only way we lose is if we do a Peyton Thorne-esque, throw it to a linebacker, and they return it for – you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Saying. So, I think Ohio State did a good job with that game, and that one was worse than the score indicated to me because Texas had no shot. Like, they were never really in it. Yes, he got to 14-7, but even that catch was sort of like, I don't know, or that play, I should say. So I feel like
they had the ball again.
Huh?
I mean, they had the ball again.
But nobody thought they were going to do it. Nobody.
Yeah, that's probably true. Who did LSU make the second biggest statement of the weekend?
Frankly, I thought they made the biggest statement.
Okay.
Because I thought
I think Alabama made the biggest statement.
Okay. Well, I'm saying positive statement.
Okay.
And in fact, I would say it that way. Alabama made a worse statement than Florida State made one in a positive direction. Although Florida State, rightfully so, moved up to 14 in the AP. I'm down for it. I would have done it too. Now, I thought LSU, first of all, I hate doing this. I really do, because you know how much I hate talking about officials for the most part. LSU got hosed on that, what's a touchdown? I don't know anymore.
You got to maintain it on the way to the ground.
But
he
had it. It was caught. His foot touched. And then so when you fall, after all that, you still got to have it?
I think so. I mean, if you're falling, you got to maintain it until the ground. I think
the announcers were clearly like, that was a touchdown. Most everybody that was a touchdown. The rules guy said it was a touchdown.
I agree, but especially in that scenario, they love to say, all the ball's got to do is cross the plane. All the ball's got to do is cross the plane. Well, once the ball crosses the plane, it doesn't matter if he fumbles. Well, the ball crossed the plane, so why should that matter in this one instance?
Agreed.
Catching a pass, why should that make the difference? So.
No, I agree with you on that. I think the end zone's different than most anywhere else on the field. So I'm with you on I didn't even think about that. And I also hated to do this, even though I'm usually pro SEC. I had to pull for LSU because we had already embarrassed ourselves against the ACC, and Danny Cannell was already, that man. His poor wife. He was so excited all weekend. Ain't no telling how much went on in that house. But I couldn't have the ACC beat LSU and Alabama and then still have Virginia Tech and South Carolina go. Luckily, South Carolina ended up taking care of Vitek, and LSU ended up winning. Did you hear about what Dabo Swinney and Brian Kelly, the latest today? So Dabo Swinney came out and said something like, well, look, if we want to call that game a test, I'd say we got about a 58 and they got about a 64. We didn't neither one of us played our best, and they just came out on top. And Brian Kelly said, boy, I think his 58's right, but I feel like we did a lot better than a 64. And, I mean, but Brian Kelly, the way he says anything comes off as very smarmy.
Right.
So I think that'll be something that carries over. I thought it was a bad loss for Clemson. Clemson could probably – they seriously can still make the playoffs. Their schedule's pretty easy, but I think it's a bad loss for Clemson because that was like their shot to make something happen. Now, the Florida State game may turn into something bigger now, but I thought Clemson missed a golden opportunity because with the rest of their schedule looking pretty easy, if they had won LSU, they always look back and go, well, we did beat one of the powers of the SEC, and now they can't do that.
Yeah, I don't know why everybody's so bought into Clemson.
Well, they were not that. Klubnik's good. Peter Woods, T.J. Parker.
He's okay.
Peter Woods, T.J. Parker. But
they were the same guys last year.
Yeah, and they made the playoffs.
Well, they snuck into the ACC title game.
Look, you ain't got to tell me about it. I'm just saying that they did make the playoffs.
They snuck into the playoffs, and they beat one of who you proudly and vociferously proclaimed a sorry SMU team. What did they do? Yeah, okay.
Listen, I know. They won.
So that's my point. Well, why is everybody so, they're all of a sudden
because
national championship caliber.
Whenever you have two guys on the defensive line that could go in the top 10 of the NFL draft, people are going to be a little high on you. And when you consider this was far and away their toughest game, it was the first game of the year. You've got a returning quarterback in Cade Klubnik that some people think can also go number 1 overall. So you got 3 guys that could go in the top 10 of the NFL draft. Yeah, people are going to be high on you.
Well, I think LSU looked like the better team, and I'm not sure LSU's. I certainly don't think they're going to win the national championship. So
let me tell you what. Nussmeier was good, and their receivers, Aaron Anderson in particular, to me, looked like their best receiver. They got Berrien Brown and some other dudes, but I thought Aaron Anderson looked really good. Those 2 defenses, again, maybe it's like watching it on TV versus being there in person. I didn't think anybody from Florida State or Alabama looked like they attacked with the speed and quickness of LSU and Clemson. I was more taken aback by both defenses. Like they seem to be getting after it. Now, LSU was able to expose a few things, especially late, but I was impressed with their 2 Ds, and that is not something we've been saying about LSU recently. They've had some dudes, but they've been also giving up 42 points to Jalen Milroe.
Yeah.
So Harold Perkins looked quick again.
Who was that, 33 or 44?
Is that Weeks?
Defense, yes, Weeks. Man, he was in every play.
Well, he's a first-team All-SEC kind of guy.
Yeah.
LSU's going to be a problem for folks. Now they got a tough schedule. They got to go to Ole Miss. They got to go to Alabama. That doesn't look as tough anymore. But I'm just saying they're going to have a tough road to hoe. But they got some dudes.
Got to take a break. We'll be back with more right after this.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City. Adams Motorsports of Montgomery knows it's the best time to ride. Right now, get the best deals on all of our Suzuki and Kawasaki street bikes, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. Adams Motorsports has it all, and our inventory is vast. Get out there, ride the streets and trails, and let Adams Motorsports make your pleasure our business. With family customer service and service after the sale. It's time to ride, so come see us on Eastern Boulevard in Montgomery or online at adamsmotorsports.com.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. About what? A couple more few segments. You want to call it early tonight or no?
Yes, I want to call it early every time I'm exhausted.
I know. Okay, nobody really else. I mean, South Carolina, is Virginia Tech any good? They're okay.
Well,
we'll find out. Vandy plays them this week.
Yeah, that's not a bad game.
No.
You know, and it was funny. I think Diego Pavia's brother just got arrested in Nashville or something. So, like,
is he in the
we
league?
were all like some friends and I were talking. What a great way to title a headline for a podcast or something. Pavia arrested before a Virginia Tech game. Yeah. And you find out it's his brother, but hey, you get people click in.
That's true. That is for sure. Let's see. How about South Florida just hammering Boise? And now Florida and South Florida this weekend. Look out.
Do you know what Florida's 3-game stretch is?
No.
South Florida, at LSU, at Miami.
Interesting.
Good Lord. I mean, look, hey, I applaud you, Florida. I think that's great, and that may be the way to build a program for the future, like get better, but it's probably going to negate any playoff chance you have this year. But what's his name? Golish, the coach there? I was really impressed. I was impressed with him last year against Alabama. And next year, they play Alabama again. It's East Carolina, South Florida, and then Alabama takes on Florida State again. So that's tough, man. I all of a sudden I'm like, maybe we bought out the wrong team, not West Virginia instead of South Florida.
Or maybe you should have bought out Florida State.
No, I mean we got to play them again. With that, we weren't doing that. We should have bought them out Saturday morning.
Yeah. Were you more impressed with Miami or less impressed with Notre Dame?
More impressed with Miami, I guess. I thought Miami looked nice at times. Carson Beck's first touchdown was really nice. I was impressed with Notre Dame's quarterback. I'm impressed with Marcus Freeman. I like Marcus Freeman. I'm telling you, like, I was thinking that was going to be like your typical Notre Dame screwed it up higher. He's a dude. I like him, man. Somebody played his post-game speech about how, we lost out there today, but you guys, really proud. Went on and on about how we got to get better and figure out how not to lose this one next time. But I'm still proud of you. You fought. You gave it everything you had. And I did. C.J. Carr was great. That quarterback from Notre Dame.
He wasn't bad.
Jeremiah Love looked pretty good. I'm impressed with Notre Dame. I think they got some good players.
Yeah, that number 4 running back. Is that Love? Who is that?
I think that's Love. Yeah, I think that's
he had like the tape on the shoes. That looked like a throwback 1988 Notre
Penn
Dame
State running back.
Yeah, I mean he that kind of woke up the echoes a little bit. I thought Miami taking the ball, blowing the lead and then getting the ball and driving it down and kicking that field goal to win it. That said a lot because Cristobal has blown some winnable games over the last several years. So maybe they've turned the corner finally at Miami. And actually they had a decent crowd, which is rarely happens.
It was a really nice crowd.
In the Orange Bowl.
It was and you wondered how many of them were actually there just watching the game, or were they just partying? I don't know.
That's true.
But because Hard Rock, I've been in that stadium a few times, and it's not great. I don't love it. I mean, it's
got a big hole in it.
Yeah, got a big hole in it. You got to fix that.
How about your boy Iamala Kamana?
Imaya Leva?
He kind of took one on the chin there as Utah destroyed UCLA 43-10.
Jeez, man.
And Tennessee and Aguilar looked good.
He looked amazing. Yeah.
Well,
Tennessee played a Syracuse team that's not very good, but that Nico, man, it may have worked out better for Tennessee somehow, some way. Tennessee also got Hezekiah Harris to flip from Auburn today.
I don't think. Look, I don't take any of these. I told you, that's just why I don't pay anything attention to recruiting at least until December.
Well, it does. It is like an optic thing about Tennessee still rising.
True, I guess.
People will forget they made the playoffs last year. They probably. This is why I hate the expanded playoffs. Tennessee clearly showed they weren't that great, but
they did play the national champion.
Well, they did, but they
in the horseshoe.
They barely put up a fight.
Well, they did get hammered.
Yeah,
that's for sure. The Bill Belichick era got off to an underwhelming start.
I thought.
Although, no, I take that back. I mean, they took that opening drive and just ran it.
They did. They looked.
They looked Alabama-esque in that first drive.
Good in that first drive, and then it was like Belichick was like, "We got them right where we want them."
We fired every bullet we had.
Yeah. He ran completely out of ammo.
Yeah.
It was it was a hard watch. I mean, and you could tell. I think Kirk Herbstreit even gave his headset to his dog or something. Like somebody showed that. Like the dog had because it was just a hard game to even call. I mean, I know Randy and Brett have been there. I've been there where you're calling a game and it's such a blowout so early. You're like, God, just get me out of here. What can I do? What can I talk about?
Yeah.
Because you're still trying to describe the action, but there literally is none on one side. So, and then you feel like you're piling on. It's like, sack for another loss. I mean, you don't want to do that. So
you got Lil T and Michael Jordan and Roy Williams sitting up in the booth, and they're fired up. And you got Randy Moss over here, and he's fired up. And then in the halftime, they're like, "Why did we come?"
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's not like Chapel Hill is this chapel that dedicated to football. It's sort of like a regular old stadium. It looks pretty. I always wanted to go there because the scenery looks awesome, like in the background. But I can't imagine. It's sort of like Florida State. I don't know if I said this on air or just said to you. I said it reminded me of I'm going to Missouri later this year. I bet you Missouri Stadium looks a lot like this. Not taking a shot at Missouri, but I would have thought Florida State, given all their success over the last 40 years, they would have a better stadium than Missouri would. And I'm almost willing to bet that Missouri Stadium will be a little bit better.
Well, I bet there's no rocks in the end zone at Florida State.
They took all the rocks out.
They did.
I asked the Locked On Missouri guy one time, I was like, what's the deal with those rocks? And he was like, they're gone, though. I was like, what?
I did not realize
I was like, that's the only reason we knew it was a Missouri game.
All right, we got to take another break. We'll come back and make some predictions for this week right after this.
This spring and summer, make your land, farming, lawn, and landscaping needs have zero risk and 100% success with Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor. With 0% financing on all our Mahindra tractors, many with up to 84-month terms. Our inventory of Mahindra tractors and farm implements is beefed up, and more are coming in daily. We also have extended 0% terms on Spartan mowers to handle your mowing needs with the best and zero-turn mowers priced to move. At Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, your authorized Mahindra and Spartan dealer.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
Alex City and west side of the lake. It's time to celebrate because the all-new Lake Martin Pizza is open with the area's best pizza, and it's just down Highway 63 South in our town. Lake Martin Pizza of Highway 63 has a huge outdoor seating area with enclosed heated comfort, a full bar with cold beer, wine, and full spirit selection with family ownership and fun for the whole family. Dine in or pick up. It's just a short drive to our town and is hands down the area's best pizza. Like us on Facebook to see upcoming live entertainment and watch sports on our 360 wraparound TVs. Rejoice! Lake Martin Pizza on Highway 63 is ready for you.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We're located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. For any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Visit our new locations in Gadsden and Oxford today.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. Only about 30 more minutes left in tonight's show. Let's take a look at some games this coming week. Week number 2, we'll call it.
Not a great week.
Iowa is at Iowa State. This is a classic.
It's always a fun
rivalry.
game.
It is, and it's always competitive. It's always close. Iowa State ranked 16th right now. They are a 3.5-point favorite, the Cyclones.
Yeah, I like the Cyclones here. I mean, Iowa had a nice win, I think, this weekend, but
I guess to your point, this is the 11 o'clock game on Fox, so this is the headliner for the Big Ten. That tells you probably what you need to know.
Yep.
So you like the Cyclones?
I do.
I will go with the Hawkeyes in an upset.
Okay. Joke's on you.
Baylor now 0-1 because of a loss to your Auburn Tigers at number 17 SMU, who again Luke thinks is trash. 1-0. The Mustangs are a 3-point favorite. This is 11 o'clock on the, and again, this will tell you how great a great game it is.
Well, number one,
it's on the CW.
Well, not only that, if you are the 17 team in the country and you're only a 3-point favorite over a team Auburn just beat on the road by 14, that also tells me all I need to know. Auburn, unranked. Again, that's why it's kind of hard to – I don't know whether I should take Vegas more seriously or the polls less seriously or what, but I don't know how – if SMU is a legitimate playoff contender again, they're better than 3 points favorite than
they should beat Baylor by.
They should beat Baylor by
17.
20.
Yeah, 20. Who wins?
I mean, I'll go with SMU because again, I just wasn't. For what I saw from Baylor, they don't really have a running game. They had one nice run in there, and I think that for a touchdown, he got called back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think they have a running game, and so they'll be in some games because they can pass.
I was very impressed with Sawyer Robertson.
Yeah, I think he's a dude.
He can sling it.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you're asking me which quarterback would I rather have, he or Jackson Arnold in that game, I would probably rather have Sawyer Robertson. The problem is Jackson Arnold, because the defense was a sieve, if you can just run straight through him every time, do that. And so why can't SMU do that? I don't understand what's the difference. Kevin Jennings is a runner. He's a quarterback for SMU. Why can't he do that? I mean, again, Auburn didn't even need their
SMU might not have Auburn's offensive line.
Okay, fair, but this is also at SMU.
True.
Again, I think this is suspiciously low. So what it tells you is Baylor's probably going to win. There's something funky.
Yeah,
going
I might pick Baylor,
but I'm not. I'm picking SMU.
Well, then we will go different. We will part ways there. Virginia is 1-0. They will be at the Wolf Den at NC State. 1.5-point favorite. NC State is in this game. Another 11 nooner there on ESPN too.
Another game only a mother could love.
This is an ACC classic here.
By the way, it's not an ACC game. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
This does not count in the ACC standings.
That doesn't really make sense.
This game does not count in the ACC standings.
Why not?
Because I think they each had somebody cancel.
Is this already time against for Haley's Comet? What is this?
No, this is
something different.
They each had somebody cancel a series or something, and they were looking for somebody to play, and they both had an open weekend, and so they worked out.
Really?
But it does not count as an ACC game.
That's bizarre.
Well, it's bizarre and it's stupid.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's stupid, but it's.
I'd rather than play. Honestly, if it's not going to count in the standings,
well, you get a competitive game out of it. Maybe find out who you are a little bit. Who you going with?
I mean, I'll go with NC State, but this is a game I will not be bothered by.
I will go with Virginia then. We'll just go straight down the line here. All right, Kansas 1-0 at Mizzou 1-0. The Tigers are a 6.5-point favorite.
Okay, also a tricky
There
game.
are no rocks in the stadium.
This is also a tricky game, but I'll go with Missouri, SEC style. I thought Missouri looked I can't remember who they played, some dump truck team, but they blew up.
Central Arkansas.
Scoreboard. Yeah, and looked pretty good doing it. So I'll go with Missouri. And Kansas didn't look awful against, I think, did they play UNLV? Is that who they play? Yeah, they
I
played.
don't know.
No, I can't remember.
I'm looking up.
Or no, Fresno State. It was Fresno
There it is.
State.
Yeah.
And so.
No, they didn't. Fresno State won.
You sure?
Pretty sure.
Go look it up.
I'll look it up. But
I'll go with Missouri. You take Kansas.
That was the one I was actually going to take.
Sorry.
No,
I don't make the rules.
That's true. I'll take Kansas, unfortunately. All right, South Florida is at number 13, Florida. Florida is 17.5-point favorite. Do they cover?
No.
Do they
No.
cover?
This South Florida team's pretty good. I like South Florida to keep this one close. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I think they'll keep it close.
Okay. I like that. Could be a tight game. They move the ball at will again. Now, granted, look, I don't know how good Boise to the initiated. I don't know how good they are, but South Florida made them look stupid, as Luke Robinson would say. Number 12, Arizona State is a 6.5-point favorite on the road at Mississippi State, who got a win over Southern Miss this past weekend.
Yeah, and this line seems so low to me again. Look, maybe Mississippi State puts up a fight. I'm just not a big believer in that team or that staff.
Okay.
So I'll go Arizona State here.
Who am I looking up?
Fresno State.
No. But who was the other team?
UNLV?
Kansas.
Why are you looking up Kansas?
I'm not. I thought the point was not who was Fresno State playing. It was who
did they
was
play
somebody
Fresno
else
State?
was
Yeah.
playing, right?
Yeah, did they play
I
Fresno
can't
State
remember.
is your question.
Yeah, I
top
lost.
10 radio.
This is the most fascinating portion of our program tonight. But anyway, it doesn't matter. All right, Michigan here's your one game. This is your most exciting game of the week.
Clearly.
Michigan is on the road at number 18, Oklahoma. The Sooners,
Kansas beat Fresno State 31-7. Now they beat them in that week 0.
Thank you very much. That was not week 0. Last week was week 1.
All I said was Kansas beat Fresno. So I was trying to figure out who they beat.
You're talking about just in general.
Yeah.
I thought you meant last week.
No, I just said who'd they beat. They're 1-0, and then I said UNLV, and
Well,
I
there's
said no,
only
it's Fresno
like-
State, and you said no, Fresno State won. And then
They
you
did
started
win
flipping
last
around on your
week.
phone. What?
They did win last week.
Fresno State may have won last week, but that's not what the question was.
There was only like
the question
7
was who
teams.
Kansas beat.
There was only like 7 teams that played in week 0. How
The
was I
question
supposed
was
to
who
know?
Kansas beat. I said Fresno State. You said no. I said, all right. I looked it up. You're wrong again.
No, now, Luke, let's not be crazy here. Who you got, Michigan or Oklahoma?
Whew,
Go ahead and tell them who you say so I can tell them the right answer.
I'm going to say Oklahoma. I'm not super fired up about it. Justice Haynes made me weep. I didn't think we'd miss him that much. Good Lord, I would have loved to have had him. He had 3 touchdowns, 160-something yards against New Mexico. I know, but I would have loved to have had him. And, I'll go Oklahoma, though, because John Mateer, he did look good. And Jaden Ott, I don't even know what he did. He didn't play much at all for some reason. I don't know if he was hurt. I didn't.
He stays hurt.
I didn't
Really.
literally keep up with Oklahoma's game. They played sort of a nobody. But this week
They
that'll
only
be a fun
won
game.
35-3, though. I mean, now granted, that's a blowout, but still, you would have figured they'd put up like 50.
Well, I'm going to go Oklahoma. I mean, by the same token, you could say maybe they just weren't showing everything for Michigan or whatever. I don't know. But I want Oklahoma to win for the SEC, so I'll go Oklahoma.
I would probably take Oklahoma. I'm not big on this Michigan team, but then again, I wasn't real big on them last year, and they beat some teams I didn't think they would. Vanderbilt is at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech actually 0-1 because they lost to South Carolina. But the Hokies are a 1.5-point favorite.
I'm going to go Vandy and SEC again. Call me a fool, but I like Pavia.
They beat them last year.
I like Vandy. I mean, Vandy's going to be a tough game whenever they play. They don't have a ton of dues necessarily, but they play so well within their system that I think that's going to be a problem every time, and they'll play hard for Clark Lee. So yeah, I'll go Vandy.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back and we'll take a look at Auburn and Alabama in those matchups right after this.
Thunderbolt Lightfoot at Oscar's Cafe on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, Alabama is looking to see you today. Now, let me tell you, they got great food. They've always had great food all these years. Now, they still got that atmosphere. They still got that service. They still cater. Let me stop right there. 15 to 415 they can handle. So give them a call today at Oscar's, Highway 49 South in Dadeville. 256-825-4827.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dadeville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
2025 RVs are here. Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World. '25 RVs are here. Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you, closing things out. Just a couple more segments left in tonight's show. All right, Ball State is at Auburn this weekend. Auburn is a 44.5-point favorite in this one, 6:30 on ESPNU. Thank goodness it's a night game. But the Fighting David Lettermans coming into Jordan-Hare Stadium. Will Auburn cover?
Yeah, I'm going to say they will, because I think what Auburn's going to try and do is work on their passing game. They'll probably have an opportunity. And so I think they'll try and pass the ball around a little bit and that'll lengthen the game. So I would say, yeah, Auburn covers this.
Certainly Auburn is going to be vastly more talented. And I believe Ball State got shut out by Purdue this past weekend, like 29-0. So if This will be a good test to say, okay, if Ball State puts up like 21 points on this Auburn defense, we may have a problem.
Yeah.
But I expect Auburn to score and score at will, and I expect them to work on the passing game. There will be. I will venture to say there will be. Coleman will have 2 touchdown passes. Simmons will have a touchdown pass, and maybe Thompson will have a touchdown pass. But I think 4 touchdown passes in this game. All right, ULM 1-0 will be at Alabama, who is a 36.5-point favorite.
I'm going to pick ULM to cover. I got to see more from this team before I think they'll cover. I've seen a lot of people say, well, they're going to come out so mad. Well, why didn't they come out mad this week? So I'm going to say ULM covers. Alabama wins, by 4 scores. But yeah, I think ULM covers.
Okay.
I'm worried about the crowd participation too. I'm just, people, man, there are a lot of ticked off people right now. I mean, it's not that, hey, we're mad we lost. It's the lack of effort that was evident to it's not just an Alabama fan going through film and finding one instance. It is national people finding evidence of just some really lackadaisical, just nonchalant, as my old basketball coach used to say, some nonchalanting around.
No. Yes, that can be a problem on this high level.
And I think when
football.
fans get that, they're like, hey, I can tell you this, at least from my perspective. And I'm like, hey, I paid pretty decent money for a ticket. I had to load up the truck with 3 other friends from Destin where we were staying, go to the game. You got to leave. We had to leave at like 7:30 in the morning, drive to Tallahassee. It's about 3 hours over there. We sat in the rain, bought a bunch of ponchos.
How much did it rain?
It really rained hard right before the half and at halftime, and then it stopped. And then it was just sort of cloudy. But it's a big time investment. And then it'd be one thing if you lose on a kick six, you lose on a Hail Mary, you lose on okay. I mean, you lose sometimes. But to not try, that you're sort of
made it all 4 quarters?
Yeah. Well, we didn't actually leave the stadium to the end, but when Alabama got stopped on their last time, I was like, there's no sense in me staying. And then I didn't find out until later they rushed the field. I was like, hey, look, guys, I mean, can we stop? I mean,
well, at least one thing that will stop sooner. And
yeah, it's going to stop pretty soon.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Georgia's not going to do that.
No.
So.
No, I wouldn't think so for sure. Okay, we've got just a few minutes left in this segment, and then one more. We hadn't done this in a while. How about would you rather?
Okay.
Would you rather? Luke Robinson, would you rather have the ability to see minutes into the future or years into the future?
Years into the future seems very dystopian. I would rather be minutes, and I would go to Las Vegas for 6 months, and I'd be the richest person on earth. Because I would just start winning and winning and winning. I would, like blackjack hands, be like, bam.
Yeah.
I'd know.
That's
Poker,
pretty good.
And then
so you'd cheat. I mean,
well, it's not cheating. I mean, I have the ability to see in the future, and I just don't tell them about it.
I think that is cheating, yeah.
I have the ability to see in the future. That's not cheating. I mean, how am I supposed to not use that?
Could you? I wonder how fast.
I'd also bet on football.
How quickly could you? See the drawing on a $50 million lottery and buy a ticket. Do you think you could do it that quickly?
Well, it depends on how many minutes you got.
How many minutes would you get?
I don't know.
Okay. You're no help. Luke Robinson, would you rather have telekinesis, can move things with your mind, or telepathy, you can read minds?
I think I'm going to go read minds again and spend a lot of time in Las Vegas.
I'm beginning to see a theme.
Yeah, you are. But I think I'll go read minds. Just telekinesis does seem pretty cool, like moving stuff around.
It's outside of just screwing with people.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what good it is.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you don't have to get up to go to the refrigerator to get a drink. You just.
Yeah.
I mean, really, is that big a deal? That's what a wife's for, right?
That doesn't help. Oh my God! Good luck.
Kidding.
Send all complaints to the TV station, care of this man.
That's true. Luke Robinson, that's my name. All right, Luke, would you rather be forced to sing along or dance to every single song you hear?
Sing along. I'd dancing, just, there's nothing. I'm literally one of those guys, if I remember right, I may have had a drink or two. I was with a swap date, and people were dancing. I think I just started doing jumping jacks. I didn't know what else. I didn't have anything.
So you'd rather sing in public than dance?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
everybody sings in public a little bit.
Okay. Would you rather be in jail for 5 years or a coma for a decade?
Coma, well,
I'll even give you.
What kind of?
I was going to say, I'll even give you minimum security.
Oh, then 100% jail. Like if it's federal prison.
Let's go.
What did I do?
Let's go, Draper. You got.
What did I do?
Well, if you're in there for 5 years, it's probably armed robbery.
I can live with that. I mean, I'd come out. I'd be in good shape.
Okay. It might be.
I'd smell awful because I'd take 0 showers.
Would you rather lose your sight or your memories?
Memory. I wish I could lose my memories right now. Let me tell you something. I'm one of those guys that it's very rare that like a good memory just pops in my head and I smile. Every now and again, like I'll think of something. Like it's maybe not terrible is a bad word because there are a lot of terrible things in the world, but this is something that I was a part of that was super embarrassing, or that I shouldn't have done, or that I did that I should have done that I didn't do. Any of those things, and it's like my brain's going, "Oh, you're having a pretty good day. Hey, remember that time you?" And I'm like, "Oh God." Like so, yeah. I want to turn that part of my head off. And I want to be able to see stuff.
We could probably cut that out. So, I mean, if you really want.
No. Like Hannibal?
Okay, yeah.
No.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back with one final segment right after this.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Russell Medical Total Fitness is ready. Are you? Do you have arthritis? They can help. Pilates are for everyone. Ask them about the Silver Sneakers program. Get moving in a class now, or if you prefer, personal training on land and water are available. They have invested in new equipment for you. Invest in yourself with a dedicated and knowledgeable staff. Call today, 256-329-7623.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care open 7 days a week. Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Zaxby's birthday cake milkshakes are back. Just in time for Zaxby's 35th birthday, so they're gifting you half-off handcrafted milkshakes. Happy birthday to us all. Zaxby's handcrafted milkshakes. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's. SignSource is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Sports Blitz Live, the final segment on this Tuesday evening. Thank you so much for sticking it out with us. We're rounding things out with a little Would You Rather. Would you rather, Luke, have – this one is so easy, I don't even know. Would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power?
Unlimited power.
I mean, if you had unlimited power, could you just command people to give you respect?
Don't respect me? How about
yeah,
get out of here?
That one's kind of dumb. Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating, both, for the rest of your life, or give up the internet for the rest of your life?
I'd give up internet.
This is easy for me. Yeah, I'm giving up internet.
I mean, I'm not going to be sitting in some hot room.
For those of us that have actually lived life, half of our lives without internet, it ain't really that big a deal.
Shoot, I'd probably be a much happier person.
Yeah, there's no question about it. This one's a little weird. Would you rather swim in a pool full of Nutella or maple syrup?
Nutella would be thicker.
It'd be hard to get through,
but I feel
would think.
like if I got to the top, it'd also be maybe a little slower for me to sink down.
Yeah.
And plus, I like Nutella more, so I could have a better
It'd be a
chance
little
to
less
eat my way out of
sticky,
it.
I think, maybe. Yeah. That'd be kind of gross with maple syrup.
You know, so the other day we did I was telling you about that SEC squad show. So when we do like the beginning, and when they come back from it, I had a bag on my head, for the Alabama game. And I took the thing off, and we're talking about it, and like all the folks are talking with like 8 of us on this particular podcast, and like for some reason we did it live, so you have all the comments going on live. And there were people, like every time somebody talked, some people would have some good comments. Somebody'd go, "What does that fat jerk have anything to say about anything?" And I'd be like, "What?" And then somebody said, I was talking about something. It was something about Alabama. He said, "Why do Luke's eyes look like he's always on cocaine?" I was like, nobody's ever said that to me. I was like, you can say a lot of things about me.
You look young.
But I mean, I was like, wow, that's crazy.
I'm sorry, I should not have said that.
No, I just thought, man, I've had a lot of people say things to me. I've never heard that before. Okay. It's another thing for me to work on, but it was also a good reminder.
Less cokehead. Yeah.
Plus why, when we're doing it, it's fine. Everybody who calls here is usually pretty respectful. Everybody who comments, but like, if you do stuff like this, and I encourage, Brett and Randy, I know they do a lot of the Auburn Blitz podcasting, just don't look at the comments. Somebody's going to say something awful.
Yeah.
And that'll be the thing that sticks out. Everybody else can have all these poignant takes and hey man, appreciate you, whatever. But there'll be somebody going, I'd rather you just die. And I'll be like, wow, all I said was.
Why is that guy such a douche?
Yeah. Well, all I said
what
was.
Did I do?
Ryan Williams shouldn't be in the slot so much. And you think I should perish for that.
Oh, man. All right. On that note, we'll wrap up the show. Thank you.
Give me one more. That was a bad one to end on.
What would you rather find, a rat in your kitchen or a roach in your bed?
Roach in my bed, 1,000%. I can kill a roach. I can't kill a rat.
Can't kill a rat?
I would no. Rats make a big mess when
Get a hammer. Yeah. But that's where you sleep, man.
Well, I mean, I can wash the sheets. I can't just.
I guess so.
De-ratinify the whole kitchen.
All right. He's Luke Robinson. I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Summertime is a special time. Time on the water, time away from work, and more time with family and friends. Make sure your heart is ready for the season with an appointment at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.
Ivy Creek Healthcare is excited to showcase their newest clinic, Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin, located conveniently near the main entrance to Stillwater's on Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin is an urgent care with walk-ins welcome. Whether you need lab work, x-rays, or immediate care, find comfort here at Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin. Ivy Creek, here when you need us most. 256-827-5379.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.